Lone Pine by Susie Brown and Margaret Warner. Illustrated by Sebastian Ciafaglione. Published by Little Hare Publishing House. December 2008. Lightning flashes and thunder booms. Wind tears at the branches of an old pine tree that stands alone in the grounds of the Australian War Memorial. Pine cones lie scattered across the ground. August 1915. Almost a century earlier, on the far side of the world, pine cones lie scattered across a Turkish hillside. A single tree stands alone on the ridge. The soldiers have cut down all the other trees to cover their trenches. Now they crouch beneath a jumble of branches, nervous and silent, waiting for battle. Suddenly, rifles crack, gunfire explodes, and bullets whistle across the summer sky. The Battle of Lone Pine begins. The fighting is fierce and many soldiers are killed. When the battle is over, pine cones lie crushed on the rocky ground. A young Australian soldier moves cautiously across the ravaged hills. Broken branches snap beneath his boots as he searches for his younger brother. He hopes his brother is still alive. The soldier looks down. He stoops and plucks a pine cone that is still clinging to a branch. Holding it up, he breathes in the fresh, clean scent of pine. He thinks of his mother's garden where he used to play with his brothers. The soldier slips the pine cone into his pocket. It is a reminder of this sad day. Then he keeps searching for his brothers. In an Australian town, an anxious mother waits beside the letterbox. News from the battlefields takes weeks, sometimes months, to reach where she lives. At last, a parcel. The mother recognises the handwriting and her heart skips a beat. Carefully, she unties the string and folds back the brown paper. Inside the parcel is a pine cone. She holds it up. Its scales feel rough against her fingers. She inhales the scent of distant places, and she knows that her son once held this same cone in the palm of his hand. Gently, she slips the pine cone into a drawer where it will stay safe. The pine cone lies in the drawer, not quite remembered, but not quite forgotten. One day the mother opens the drawer. She picks up the pine cone and thinks of her 3 soldier sons. 2 have returned, but her younger never will. As she turns the pine cone around in her fingers, several pale brown seeds float down to the floor. She gathers the seeds and plants them in a pot. She places the pot in a sheltered part of her garden where the seeds will be warm in the sun and protected from the wind. Each time she waters, she thinks of a solitary pine tree on a faraway hillside. One morning, a few weeks later, the first tender green shoots appear. Before long, 3 saplings start to grow. Their stems are reaching for the sun. 2 of them grow sturdy and strong, but the needles on the 3rd sapling turn brown. They wither and drop to the ground. The 3rd sapling does not survive. The other 2 saplings grow taller. Their branches are sturdy and their needles are glossy and green. It is time to plant them where they will remind people of the Battle of Lone Pine and the soldiers who died there. January 1930. The soldier's mother takes one of the trees to the railway station and sends it to Inverell, the town where her sons grew up. A few days later, the people watch as a gardener plants her tree in the town's main park. Then they place a plaque at the base in remembrance of her son who died. She sends the second tree to Canberra. Another gardener watches over the tree in the nursery while a war memorial is being planned. The soldier's mother writes often to ask how her tree is growing. October 1934. On a warm spring day, the Duke of Gloucester plants the tree in the grounds of the Australian War Memorial. The afternoon, the sun turns dark, lightning flashes and thunder booms. Wind tears at the branches of the young pine cone. At last, the sky clears. The years pass. The tree weathers many storms, but the lone pine still stands proud and strong. Lest we forget.